Hello, this is Brian Lysing with Financial Brokerage, and this week I'd like to talk about a really simple idea that can help you when you're prospecting with business owners. I had some conversations this week with some of you regarding business-oriented life insurance and also on prospecting, and I was reminded of a question one of our producers presented at a sales meeting we had several years ago. It's so simple, it works for him. He's very successful in using this, so I thought I should share it with all of you. And the question is, it's just 4 words. What's your exit strategy? What's your exit strategy? This is something you should ask of every business owner. Now, a lot of you work with group health, with group benefits, maybe with commercial liability. You've got a ton of business owners as clients already. If you haven't asked them this question, you should the very next time you see them. What's your exit strategy? Now, if you're doing any door-to-door prospecting, particularly with small, locally owned businesses, this works as well. What's your exit strategy? See, this works because business owners have to have a plan to start the business, especially if they're going to be asking a bank for money for the startup costs, right? They have to have a very detailed plan on how they're going to run the business. And chances are they also have a detailed plan regarding their daily operations, all the employee manuals and ways to operate the business day to day. But how many owners have a plan for how they are going to make their exit from the business? Who's going to buy it? Is there going to be a seller available? How's all that going to work? And what if they exit early, unexpectedly, because they die before they expected to? Well, they need to have a plan in place. Most of them don't. So this is going to start that conversation that eventually will lead to a life insurance sale. But you get it started by discussing that exit strategy. Now, before you get into that too much, you also have to have the conversation around the value of the business. What is it worth? And if your client has not had a business valuation conducted, they need to do that by a professional. We actually have some resources here at Financial Brokerage that can help get you started, and there's no cost for those, although to make something official, they're going to want to have a formal evaluation done later. But you can at least get started. All right, so the life insurance sales, where does that come into play? Well, there's at least 2 places where I see that happening. One would be with estate equalization. Now, this would work well if you have a family-owned business, maybe a farm or ranch or something like that, where one of the children of the owner is planning to take over the business at some point in the future, and the other children want nothing to do with that business. Well, this child's inheritance is going to be the business, and if most of the person's money or estate is locked up in that, there's really going to be nothing for the other children, and there's going to be a lot of arguments unless they get their fair share. So what you do then is purchase life insurance policies equal to the amount, the value of the business, so that the estate that passes is equalized among all of the children. The other place where you can encounter a life insurance opportunity is with a buy-sell agreement. If there are multiple owners of the business, they need to plan for the untimely demise of one or many of them to make sure that the owners who are left have the funds available to buy out the estate of the deceased owner. Now, if there is just one owner, you can do this as well, as long as he or she has a designated purchaser of the business, someone who is planning to take over at a later date. They call that a one-sided buy-sell agreement, and you can do that as well. So we've got at least a couple opportunities for a life insurance sale there, estate equalization, and also with buy-sell agreements. Make sure you have a business valuation completed before any of that happens. That's where you're going to get the numbers for the life insurance policy. And remember, it all starts by asking, what's your exit strategy?